That was sure fun. That was football.
Did you go live?
Yes.
You forgot to say the thing, you idiot.
Oh yeah, well, 3, 2, 1, go fuck yourself.
Okay, welcome to the Untitled Sickos Project, where we just witnessed the AFC Championship and NFC Championship.
Can I start
With
first?
us as always is Aiden from the Bay Area, Tegan from Illinois, and coming into us from the land of the rising slot machine, Nick Man, and with us, and we got a special guest today. With Luke, we also got the best Aura, aka Culver's Gaming.
Shut the fuck up!
Our sausage. Let's get this ball playing.
Well, no. I've officially taken the title as Culver's Gaming.
Thanks,
It is
Tegan.
no longer Taken. I am now Culver's Gaming for tonight.
With us tonight is Culver's Gaming and the Masked Aura, aka the Masked Aura.
Essentially, I just get to pass it on to whoever unwisely victim at any point now. That is the curse of Culver's Gaming. You
Wait,
must pass it on to one of your loved ones, otherwise.
Hang
you
on,
must
if
suffer.
I'm Culver's Gaming, what are my pronouns?
Culver's.
Culver's Gaming.
What are your pronouns?
You know, Culver's makes a great point, you know.
That's true. That's true, Culver's Gaming. You do make a game point. So now Culver's Gaming. What do you think? I mean, look at it this way. The way how I see it is both teams that lost today grabbed their pew-pews and decided just to shoot themselves in the foot over and over
Pew-pews.
As a
and
metaphor,
over
Susan.
and
As a
over.
metaphor, Susan.
and over and over.
Quit with that woke pew pew crap and call it PP like a real man.
For the record, they did not do this in Minecraft.
Oh, Susan, it was a joke.
Susan,
It was a joke,
it was
Susan.
a joke.
Guys,
You stand on grass.
actually, I got a text from Susan right now.
What?
They're canceling us in about 99 years.
All right, and that's hey. You know what? That's 3 generations of sickos that are going to be taking care of this show for us. And you know what? I think that's good enough.
Well, YouTube
I think
is
one-
going to
I
have the
think
same.
zero's good
YouTube
enough.
is going to have the same reaction that everyone had when they found out that Gru has a child now. They're going to have that same reaction when they see what happens with us.
Wait, what?
No. I tweeted this out earlier today. The fact that they played the Fire and the Flames during a goddamn commercial for Despicable Me 4. Despicable Me 4 is insane to me, and because of that fact alone, I will single-handedly buy a ticket to that movie and watch it.
Single-handedly. What?
Single-handedly.
Otherwise, were you gonna get your mom to do it? Like, Puppy, I want to see Despicable Me.
I'm looking at this trailer. It's on mute. No one can hear it. We all know Gru's a father. I'm happy that he's adopted kids
No, he
and has a
like,
wife.
he has,
And he's
like,
had. Oh my god.
he grew fucked. Fucked.
Guys, I don't think this is improving. Oh damn, they've canceled us for 100 years now. They
Oh
canceled us in
no.
100 years. They gave us one.
Based.
What the hell is this? They
We've
Gru
we've,
literally fucked.
grew fucked.
Gru had sex.
Yeah, I saw the commercial. I'm like, oh my god, Gru actually has more action than Eren from Attack on Titan.
Damn.
Yes. So yeah, that's you know what? That's what we can do for this nice 7-week bye we got. We could talk about like culture stuff, like how Gru fucked.
Oh yeah, I would like to say too. Thank God we don't have to listen to the wall.
Yeah, I agree. I second that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Which is
I'm
why
kind
I
of
bring
happy
up
with that.
which is why I bring up the fuck, I cannot speak. A contingency plan. Why?
Contingency.
Contingent
Contingency.
First
contingency
time, buddy.
plan.
Mhm.
Yes, this is when the XFL Vipers return back to the XFL and win a championship. We will be reacting to Doug Walker's The Wall. And this will change depending on how I feel.
But I mean, my honest question is though, would it be like per se? Does it? What if it's like some different name that's not the Vegas Vipers, and it was like
And that
does it
in
have
that
to be
case,
specifically the Vegas Vipers?
here's the deal. If the team is from Vegas or they have the surname Vipers and they ever enter the UFL, then we have to do it just to make it fair. So a new Vegas team or a new Vipers team.
All I'm gonna say is if the UFL brings a Vegas team and they play at Cashman Field, I'm gonna listen to the entire Angelic to the Core album.
Yeah,
I will
brother.
join you.
No.
I will
Real
join you
music.
on that.
Hold on,
Real
hold on.
music.
We have to go with the original plan. The Vegas Vipers return to Cashman. We have to buy season tickets, and all of us have to attend every
Yeah,
single
well,
game.
I'll do both. I will do both.
I will maybe join you for one of those.
Except, and the bottom line is, we buy tickets of like all the 5 corners of the stadium.
I'm
We have courtside
Bro,
views.
do you not know how football fields work?
I mean,
Shithead.
hey, you shithead! It's played in a fucking baseball diamond.
Yeah, and guess what? A diamond has.
About
It
5-ish
actually
points.
4, dipshit.
It's 5, but
No,
whatever.
a baseball. Wait. No.
You think
no,
about
baseball
it.
Diamond can have, but a diamond itself can have 5. A baseball diamond can only have 4.
Well, you know what's the thought that counts,
Dumbass.
dickhead.
Hey! This does not fit YouTube's anti-bullying campaign.
Sorry.
You must
Tune,
stop now.
tune in next week when Untitled Sickos Project just has a full-on schism.
No. Next time on the Untitled Sickos podcast, I get a vasectomy.
What the fuck?
You know, like
I just thought of a large doctor word. That's all.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
You know what a vasectomy is, right?
Okay, never mind. I
Yeah, what
I
the-
am enacting my many time take backs
You,
where I will take back what I said and I will not follow through with it because I said it within a minute, so it doesn't count.
what is this? The 5-second rule?
The 1 minute rule. This is the taken 1 minute rule, and it applies to everyone here, but also not.
Okay, fine.
Bro.
His bag.
Fine. I guess that is acceptable for now.
Anyway, we have some football.
Yeah,
to
I've got
talk
some
about.
football. I mean, yeah, this playoffs, it's okay.
Yeah, I'd give it about a 7 out of 10. No, wait, 6 out of 10. It reminded me a lot of the 2016 playoffs.
This playoffs very well reminded me of the lead up to the Rams versus the Patriots. Yay.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. It does. It reminds me of that. I think.
Oh, yeah, that's better. That's better.
Oh god.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
yay.
Here's
Here's the thing: the Chiefs are fun to watch, no matter what. Mahomes is a special talent. He's incredible on the football field. He does incredible feats of human strength, overcomes adversity. They deserve it. They deserve a Super
And he's
Bowl
a good guy
appearance.
too.
He's a good guy. Right? Like, he's got a Walter
Yes.
Payton Man of the Year nomination. He's going to be somebody that, especially if they win the Super Bowl in the offseason, look to take less money. He's going to look at taking less money. He's going to be to help keep his guys around. The big question is, if they do win, do both Travis Kelce and Andy Reid ride into the sunset rather than just Andy Reid?
That's hard.
Although maybe you have to wonder, does Matt Nagy get a job with Carolina?
No, they already got.
No,
their coach.
they already announced their head coach.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah, that's...
There goes our...
The dream's dead.
Yeah.
Wait, no, there's still a dream. He could go to Seattle.
Oh yeah.
He's not even... Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Yes.
Hold
Yes.
on, Spencer. He's not even on our radar. It's
Which is
likely...
why it makes sense.
It's likely
It's not on
going
the
to
radar
be the
because you can't
defensive
interview teams during the
coordinator.
Super Bowl period. You can't interview teams during the Super Bowl period. That's why.
No, it's a defensive coordinator from the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I know it's McDonald. I'm just saying it'd be hilarious if, I know it's not happening, but goddamn, it'd be funny if it was Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy
Why
won't
do
get
you
another
say this?
coaching
You know,
job
I
in the
hope
NFL.
positive things for other teams. You know,
That's
the only
not
thing
true.
I will
I
go
had to suffer
overboard
with this bald
about, you know, the only
I
thing
had
I
to
go.
suffer with him. I had to suffer with
Well,
him.
why can't he
If
go
another
play
team
for
needs to
the
suffer with him,
Niners?
I hope they get to suffer. I really
hope-
do.
How
I
come
hope
Aiden's
every
the only
team is
one that
good.
gets to have
Then
success?
this is the Niners. I hope every team is good, then turns around and hopes the Niners fail. Anywho, let's be real though. Matt Nagy will get a head coaching job. A head coaching job soon. The question is, which team is gullible enough right now to hire Matt Nagy?
The Lions.
No, not happening.
No,
Won't
Dan
happen.
Campbell's like in heaven's softest pillow. Even for his atrocious reckless gambling, he's still in heaven's softest pillow.
No, Oh, right. Head coach. My bad. I was thinking offensive coordinator.
Here's
no.
my guess.
Wait, hold on. Now here's the thing. Does Matt Nagy the head coach if Andy Reid retires?
Ooh.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
How does nobody do you think about that?
I thought they would have given it to Steve Spagnuolo.
It's
Just
probably
'cause
gonna be
he's done a great
It's probably
job.
gonna be Spagnola, but imagine if they went Matt Nagy.
Only issue with Spagnola is his last coaching tenure did not go well. That's the only thing with Spagnola, even though he's a great defensive coordinator.
What team was he with last time?
The St. Louis Rams, right?
Yeah, the Rams. I'm not counting his interim stint with the Giants after McAdoo got fired.
Yeah.
But
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. It was the shit Lewis Rams. I remember that because
that was before Jeff Fisher.
I distinctly remember the 2009 St. Louis Rams having no talent on that team. Because let's take a quick look at that. Their fucking starting quarterback was Kyle Bowler.
Legend.
You know,
I mean, is it
They're
weird
old-
that the St. Louis Rams always played Seattle hard?
and funny enough, this team, they did not. Their only win came against the Detroit Lions.
They were that bad.
Let's see. We also, these guys were 1-15, and their tight end, pretty much the only players of note here, other than Kyle Bowler, are Steven Jackson,
Oh
Danny
yeah.
Amendola.
Steven Jackson was probably one of the biggest wastes of talent in the early 2000s of football. That guy was special.
What
I
else
was not
is here?
happy facing him week to week.
Danny Amendola was also here, and Randy McMichael.
Well,
But-
if we're still on the topic of teams that could hire Matt Nagy, I think that the Jets are just a dumb enough organization to think that he's good. Because think about it. If Saleh has another bad year, they're going to ditch him and then bring in a more offensive-minded coach. And then in that case, they hire Matt Nagy.
No, I would think they would look at Ben Johnson more than anything. Or they just hire Adam Gase again.
Oh God, Adam Gase.
Adam Gase! Adam Gase!
They just hire Adam Gase again.
No, wait, they won't, because Adam Gase will be busy in Seattle as their OC.
Spencer, I hope Adam Gase is the next OC of the fucking Vikings.
Can I just say something? Am I the only one who's been hearing rumors about the fact that Chip Kelly might be getting an OC job?
No.
I wouldn't hate it.
He's fine as an OC, not as a head coach. His
I
philosophy.
know,
coach
it's
GM.
it just tells me like, okay, how bad is the UCLA job right now that like he might leave for the OC job? Like, how bad is that job right
I
now?
don't think it is, because UCLA's been a good team since he took over. They've been good.
Yeah.
Not
I mean,
great, but
I'm
good.
just gonna. Well, I mean, all I'll say is, I'm just telling Seattle, whatever you do, don't hire Luke Getsy.
Please don't. We gave you
No, the Raiders are
we
gonna-
gave the Bears a slight upgrade at OC. Slight.
No.
Don't downgrade. Don't.
Not a
I mean-
slight upgrade. No.
Is
no,
Shane Waldron that
Waldron's
bad?
good. No, he's not. He's not. It's by like NFL law that every single person in the NFL has to hate their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's fair. I
Chargers
mean,
fans hate
Waldron,
Kellen Moore.
he's okay. Like,
I don't hate my
I do
OC.
agree with that.
Kellen Moore,
Look, let
by
me
the
say
way.
something about that law. Let me say something. I remember a time when Bills fans hated Brian Dable. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a true law. It is a real law.
I mean, I'm fine with Wes Phillips right now and Kevin O'Connell, but that's
Kevin O'Connell, I think Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not getting good vibes about Kevin O'Connell.
No,
You just-
I mean, are you kidding me? What he had to do with 5 quarterbacks, and they went 8-9, right?
I mean, dude, you just hate him because he brings out the gay thoughts in you.
Where did this even come from? No. My
Also, I
issue
don't-
with Kevin O'Connell is I think he's a little bit carried by his talent because even then the Vikings were so good even when
I still
Mike
even-
Zimmer was there.
Even with the Pastronaut, like, I really felt like the only, like, blunder I'd say is I think you should just go with the Pastronaut. And my biggest criticism with O'Connell is I don't think he adjusted well to his strengths, and I think defenses just adjusted to it.
I mean, my only thing is this. I feel like the time where I was like, okay, Kevin, what the fuck are you doing was probably that Bengals game. But, like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, to be fair with the Pastronaut, like, he did kind of crumble pretty hard,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
that Broncos game was pretty much just the end of the.
Well,
Yeah.
the Bears game. The Bears game on.
Oh yeah, the Bears game. That was the Dobbs killer.
Yeah, and then the
Yeah.
Raiders. Oh my god.
That was a
Raiders
great game. I don't know what you're talking about. That was beautiful.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
that
it
was
a
awful.
great game.
The thing is, I think the Raiders game even goes against O'Connell because at that point, why just focus on the run game more? Because it's not like I get
Well-
the Vikings don't have like a high end line, but like they could have definitely scored more points if they stuck with the running game or at least ran some like option plays with the Pastronaut.
I don't think they had the talent to do that. I think Addison is just okay. The guy they brought in was just okay. They needed, like, if they had like a bell cow, I think that would have been enough to probably maybe save their season. But I just don't think they had the bell cow to do it.
They're going running back this draft though, 100%. Or they're
Uh,
going
They have a lot of needs. A lot of needs for their future.
definitely go. I'd definitely go like pass rush before I'd go running back.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Mhm.
I would agree with that.
Oh,
Seeing
yeah,
where you're at
agreed.
and
What about Daniil
and
Hunter though? Like, isn't he gonna come back?
Yeah, but like it's not just the edge rushers; it's the interior pass rush that's been a problem, which is why I've been campaigning
Okay.
so hard for Johnny Newton to get drafted by the Vikings.
I was
mean,
gonna say that's the same thing with the Bears right now because I mean Justin Jones and Gervon Dexter did pretty well, and Nick can back me up on this, but we still
yeah,
need a
I
little
agree.
bit better help.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
like one or two more guys, and I'd be happy
I
with
think
that.
Bears for me, it's you guys are. I think it depends what you guys will do, and it's if answer mostly answers that say get the best offensive tackle in the draft.
No, we're not bringing that up. I don't like it when people are sitting here and saying Braxton Jones is bad because he's not.
Well, no, like a guard, center, O line, the best available O line.
I mean, we
That's
need a
what I
center.
mean.
I agree. We
We
need,
need
a center.
yeah.
Because if you guys have a really good O line and you pair that up with a young quarterback, usually that leads to a lot of success. And you already have a phenomenal wide receiver who's number 11? Darnell Mooney. He's not bad.
He's not coming back. He's not.
He's not a wide receiver two though. You need to get a wide receiver two with DJ Moore.
Yeah. That's true. Okay, I can agree with that. I think I liked him a lot as a 3 guy.
Yeah,
But
that's why he's going to the Chiefs this offseason. He's going there.
to the Chiefs,
Keep
I think
option.
Kansas City is going to stick with what they had because it won the
No, they're
Super
not.
Bowl.
Well, I will
They're
say
gonna-
this with KC. No, I'm gonna say this with the
Fucking
Chiefs.
won.
In terms of talking about playoff teams, Kadarius Toney's getting released after this season. I'm just
I don't know
yeah.
how he's not released after this game.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's getting released.
Yeah.
I wonder what team is going to be dumb enough to pick
Nobody.
him.
He's going to the UFL.
He's
No,
not
I'm-
even going to the U.S.
Exactly. What UFL team is going to be dumb enough to pick him up?
All of them are going to be dumb enough because he's an NFL wide receiver with experience. But also, to be fair, Kadarius Toney could have that first round money, and that's probably enough to set him for life. That's the only reason why I don't see him going to the UFLs. He's already made his money because he's got that first round pick money.
Let's. Can we take a quick look and see what the Giants got for the Kadarius Toney trade?
Second round pick.
It was the Justin Fields trade. I know that for a fact.
It was a third and a sixth round pick in the 2023 NFL draft. that
Please
they
tell
got
me they
first.
took Rasheed Bryce with one of those ones.
No, that's what they
shit,
sent
Giants.
to the Giants. All right, so Kansas. Come on, where are you? Where are you, you son of a bitch pick? All right, so one of them they sent to Vegas for Darren Waller, and then
Yeah.
Oh no.
and then the other one they used to get Trey Hawkins the third from Old Dominion.
Position.
He's a cornerback.
Cornerback.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this good?
Well,
The
guys-
most meh
guys-
trade. I mean, it's got to say one thing for Kadarius Toney. It's well, all you had to do was just keep your head up, ignore social media, but this pressure just got to the poor guy.
And
I
maybe
mean, you-
fix your hands.
Yeah. Don't have the incurable disease of being ass, guys.
You want to have the condition like Listeroid Daddy Hack the fourth has, where every
Yeah,
time he
where
makes
he
contact with the
missile
ball, it's a
dingers.
450 dead center piss missile.
Yeah, just don't get the yips. That's all you gotta do. Don't get the yips.
But
I mean, it happens.
Back on the topic at wide receiver, Darnell Mooney's not coming back next year. I think Chiefs are gonna sign a cheap option. Otherwise, they're gonna spend all their free agent money on Mike Evans. In which, okay, fair.
I don't even think
By
Mike
the way, I was
Evans is
gonna say,
gonna
what's gonna
make
happen
that
with Mike Evans?
much.
He had a
Uh,
great season, though.
he
Mike Evans, he
did,
had a
but I
great
feel like in a
season.
lot of critical situations he just dropped the ball. I think
Yeah, I know, but I'm just
Hardy
gonna.
har.
if Bucks wide receivers could catch, it would be them, not the Lions, losing to the Niners in the conference championship. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of,
No.
don't we have some football to talk about?
Yeah, I was.
Oh
Yeah, let's
yeah.
get back
Yeah.
on. Let's stop being our stupid brains now.
Let's turn up the ADD and
We can
Yeah,
get
let's
back to
turn it
this.
off.
we can focus. Okay. All right. Game 1. Ravens. Chiefs. What do we think of Lamar Jackson? What to say
was
about
rough.
him?
That was rough.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
that was not one of his best games. That was not one of his best games.
I just want to say this now to people that are saying Lamar is bad and running quarterbacks can't win. I also would like to bring up the idea that Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl. So the fact is, you don't have to win a Super Bowl to be a good quarterback. And Lamar,
Yeah.
if this is his second MVP, that's already like Hall of Fame status right there.
Mm-hmm.
See, my issue is, Jim Nance and Tony Romo talked about this during the broadcast. It's like, Lamar Jackson is an amazing player, no doubt, but he can't do this all by himself. He's not a one man. Even though he tries to be a one man show, that's just not how it works in a team sport like football. Like maybe if it was like the NBA and like he could be a Cade Cunningham type where he regularly bails teams out of their own incompetence. But unfortunately, he's a football player, and that means he has to carry the load for every and which means it's an entire team sport, and it really felt like his team let him down.
I mean, my thing is this. Here's my thing in terms of how Lamar did today. I mean, obviously that fumble wasn't, that stripped fumble wasn't good, but he did have that amazing touchdown, which really, really should have had no shot of happening. But Lamar did his, Lamar did what Lamar did best, and he made it happen. But it's just, I don't know. For a lot of the game, he didn't look confident out there. It just looked like, it just looked like something was off with him, and just trying to make plays happen. And obviously, Zay Flowers did not help with that fumble, right at the fucking goal line. But
And also that
obviously,
taunting, holy shit. Say, why the fuck would you do that?
yeah, that did Lamar no favors at all. But then obviously, Lamar himself did himself no favors with that god awful interception. What the fuck were you thinking with that, dude? Like, what was that?
All I can say about the Ravens, what really fucked them were the penalties.
Yeah,
Yeah, Lamar had his worst game, and they just couldn't stop getting penalized. And you cannot be imperfect if you're gonna go up against the Chiefs bullshit.
yeah, and
Yeah,
honestly, really a big thing that really, I mean, a lot of people said this. I'm definitely not happy with their play calling because I just feel like they abandon the run game too often. They really just completely abandoned what really helped them to get all the way to this point.
I mean, what did they say? Like, it was like 8 Lamar Jackson runs all game? Like,
Yeah, eight runs for Lamar, only 3 for Gus Edwards too. So, yeah, like it really it didn't feel like the usual Ravens offense that really felt like, okay, you know what, this feels different from what many Ravens fans hated about the Greg Roman era. But it just, I don't know, it didn't work out. They went away from what helped the Ravens get here, and really says something because, I mean, they had a rough first half, but that Ravens defense did everything they possibly could to keep the Ravens in the game in the second half. They really did. They really did all they could, but Ravens offense kept shooting themselves in the foot, and I'm pretty sure I remember saying this earlier in the year where it's like, the Ravens are a Super Bowl team if their offense can be consistent. And unfortunately, that reality ended up playing out today.
I've always said, I've said this when the playoffs started. The Ravens are a Super Bowl team on paper. Unfortunately, the game is played on a gridiron and not on a spreadsheet.
I mean,
That's
I'll
very
be honest, after that, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, after that 49ers game, I thought this was their year to make the Super Bowl, because that was just such an incredible performance where it's like, yeah, this is a Super Bowl team right here, but they just shot themselves in the damn foot.
I mean, you got that you got that back-breaking fumble by Zay Flowers at the end zone, and even then they still had Lamar Jackson throwing the triple coverage.
Yeah, triple coverage.
Oof.
You have to wonder if Monken's job is on the line here.
No,
No,
not
Seeing
one
how
and
long
done.
Seeing how long Greg Roman lasted, he's safe. I mean, it was just.
Also,
I mean, he did a very strong job this season. It's just that was the worst possible time to have a play calling game like that. Like, you cannot afford to just shit yourself that badly at that moment. But unfortunately for Baltimore, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Gonna need some
Honest-
defense after that.
honestly, I think the main reaction I had to this game is that just for the most part, that teams, just teams in general need to realize that you can't build around the quarterback to win. I think the Super Bowl will say a lot about that because we have the team that built around their quarterback and the team who the quarterback is built around, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We have the literal definition of that this year. And this will say a lot this year about whether a team should go the Patrick Mahomes path and hope you get that hidden gem and just keep gambling and gambling, or you stick with, or you gather the talent around and hope that a somewhat decent quarterback can step up and make plays. That's the main thing that I got from this.
I think historically, from just what we've seen in the NFL as a whole, right? We've seen this like since 2001 with Tom Brady. Before we knew how good Brady truly was, Brady did the 3-4 twice: 2001, 2003, 2004. He did. You could argue no, he couldn't. Then you got the 3-4 again. This versus the Seahawks, the Rams. I'm missing
And the Falcons.
Falcons, and he was in the Super Bowl before that.
Like,
Versus-
dude, how did you miss 28-3?
I make mistakes and I own up to them.
Skill issue.
Everyone's
Learn
human
to not
out
make
there.
mistakes.
It's the big 3-4, and what should really interest people in this team this is what cements dynasties. This is
If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, they're a dynasty officially.
Mm-hmm.
It is a dynasty. This is a team that we're going to be talking about for decades, ranging from the Niners of the late 80s, early 90s, the Patriots twice. Right?
The Steelers of the 70s or the Cowboys of the 90s or...
We're going to remember these legendary football teams. We're going to remember, and again, if Kelsey and Mahomes win the Super Bowl, they could both retire and be remembered as legends of the sport because they've won it all multiple times.
Oh,
and
by
also,
the way,
not to mention
Mahomes,
first ballot Hall of Famers too.
Mahomes,
Yeah.
if you're listening to this, you're more than... Please move the Coyotes to Kansas City like you talked about on Twitter.
Utah, it's Utah, but
No, please.
Also,
I'm begging. And
Mahomes, if you're listening to us right now, I just gotta ask why.
because the goal's to win the football game.
yeah,
I mean, honestly, the way I see it, I've come to learn about this more as time goes on. Like, a lot of people, I'm including, there is hatred for this Chiefs team, understandably so, because you get tired of seeing these same damn teams win. But like, I feel like at the end of the day, there is, there should be respect for these kind of teams, because I mean, just how great the Chiefs are. It's just the fact that they're pulling this off again. It really cements what the difference between a good organization and a great organization.
Yeah, I really liked I really liked what I really like what Andy Reid has brought to the table with this organization.
Mhm.
Absolutely, and it's deserved.
Yeah, I remember how awful some of those Chiefs teams were back then.
Yeah, I remember like
Brody
how bad
Croyle?
2012 was. Like 2012
the
Chiefs were one
the
of the worst
Javon.
teams
Oh, you
ever.
mean the Belcher year?
Yeah, that was right before Andy Reid came in.
Yeah,
One
the
thing
Romeo Cornell year.
I remember with the
Yeah.
Chiefs, and the one thing that I always said was the Chiefs. Like this is before like even Alex Smith came along, right? I've always said the Kansas City Chiefs are a quarterback away from being something great. That's what I've always said. They're very close to greatness. They got Alex Smith, they became a good team. They found the next Tom Brady, and they've become a great team.
Yeah, it's amazing what no offense, Aiden, but it's great what you can do when you're not just rummaging through the 49ers' garbage.
Also, too, it does help. Also, too, I will say this, and I really do want to give the Niners some credit. Um, Even though we're not on them right now, I do want to say that the Niners do deserve to be here. In all honesty, the Niners deserve to be here because they are possibly the greatest, the closest that we'll ever have to like a Hall of Fame roster.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
By the way, I just want to say this because I just looked on the Wikipedia page, but I just now found out that Brian Dable was the offensive coordinator of the 2012 Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh no!
Wow, small world. Let's see who else was on that.
Oh, Jim Zorn was the quarterback coach.
Oh boy!
Oh, Jim Zorn. Oh,
Nick Sirianni was the receivers coach.
oh yeah.
Oh.
Guess who was the offensive quality control guy? Frickin' Jim Bob Cooter. There's Emmett Thomas at defensive backs coach.
Ugh.
Which he's a fucking if you have ever had the displeasure of watching the defense of those like early 2000s Vikings teams, like after Dungy and Kiffin came fucking Emmett Thomas, and it was those days where you just had to, the offense would put up like 30 points, and you just had to pray to God that John Randall would do his thing. And look, it's Mike Zimmer's kid, Adam Zimmer.
By the way, I just love looking at Emmett Thomas's Wikipedia page and seeing that he was the interim head coach in the same year that Bobby Petrino was the Falcons head coach.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
God,
Bobby
that was a
Petrino.
bad year.
Ugh. Ugh.
The gutless motherfucker. And hey, he did get a win over the Seahawks.
Aw. Yay. Yay.
Damn, Josh Bellamy was on this roster.
Yeah, this has become remember this guy, the podcast, but I don't mind.
Yeah.
Oh hey, Justin Houston? Wow.
I mean, if realistically, it's crazy how far the Kansas City Chiefs have come from. I think from being a team, usually their legacy, I think they've been fairly okay. I think they've, the only best quarterback, in before Alex Smith on that team was Trent Green.
Oh, I was gonna say Joe Montana, but that's only because.
That too.
Yeah, there was a solid 30 years for the Kansas City Chiefs where, like I was saying earlier, they just went through the 49ers as garbage and just were like, yo, that's a great quarterback. Why are the San Francisco 49ers throwing this gem away?
Well, imagine if San Francisco wanted to trade up, but you can see this is what sniped, but Kansas City sniped San Fran before they could take Patrick Mahomes.
You know, in a different world, Kansas City fails to get Mahomes, so they just end up trading for either Kaepernick or Gabbert.
Oh,
King
God.
Kaepernick. Oh my god.
Imagine that reality.
Kaepernick in
That's
the
like
NFL.
Steve
No,
returning back to
thank
WWE.
you.
It's like the
I do
best
just
part.
want to say, I just want to say, like, I do find it funny though watching that game, that Lamar pass where it got batted and he just caught him. He just caught the catch himself. I just find it funny that like, yeah, it's not the only time that's happened to the Chiefs before in the playoffs.
Yeah, I was thinking of Marcus Mariota when he did that.
Yeah, Marcus Mariota in the 2017 wildcard games.
Yeah, and also always makes me think of that Giselle Brady quote, like my husband cannot throw and catch
Yeah.
the football at the same time. And then in comes fucking Mariota and Lamar Jackson.
Good times, good times. I
Yeah,
mean,
quarterback Netflix show appearance legend Marcus Mariota.
I feel like there's only 3 teams that are going to be forever tortured by Patrick Mahomes. And that is the Cincinnati Bengals with their quarterback Ben Roethlisberger. That is Josh Allen being the Peyton Manning and Lamar Jackson being Phillip Rivers. Keep in mind their skills are not in comparison to their quarterbacks. It's more of what the legacy has been so far. Because Ben Roethlisberger made it to the Super Bowl before Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
I will say, I really hope that, Joe Burrow doesn't follow Roethlisberger's, legacy in that way.
Well, like legacies
yeah.
No,
aside,
Joe
just
Burrow
comparing
is
what they
stupid
have
to
done
do
on
that.
the gridiron outside, not including the
All right,
outside.
just
just
yeah, I know
purely
what you
on the
meant by that.
gridiron. This is the modern day comparisons, and
just
we're
remember,
I do just
Joe,
wanna
no
say-
means no.
yeah.
Yeah, no means
Yeah,
no.
absolutely.
But speaking of this game, I just want to go back to the Ravens. I feel like the true heartbreak here for Baltimore. I mean, obviously the loss was painful, but you do have to ask yourself with Baltimore, was this their best shot at a Super Bowl? Because it's a really good question to ask.
The Ravens' best shot at the Super Bowl, and this is going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. This is going to go for the Buffalo Bills as well. It is season-ending injury to Patrick Mahomes. Period. That's
Yeah.
I don't wish upon it. I don't want to see upon injuries. But I feel like that's the only way that it happens is that, you get injured or Kansas City realizes we need high-flying offensive talent. And even to that spot where you had Moss and Brady, they never won a Super Bowl together. Sure, they've made the dance, but usually during that period, right, in between dynasties, they would usually make it very deep, but never all the way. There are other
Okay,
teams
so
that
you're
would beat
saying
them.
what we need to stop Mahomes is a really, really goofy, dorky quarterback. Like,
No, a talented wide receiver.
no. Like, you got it all wrong. Think about all the quarterbacks that Brady has lost to. Most of them are just
Oh.
absolute goobers. Like, fucking Jake the Snake Plumber and,
I see what you mean.
Goddamn.
I see what you mean.
goddamn Eli Manning.
Yeah. I do just
Oh
want to
God, I
say,
think
though,
that answer is Daniel Jones.
Oh no.
He fits the bill.
I don't want to imagine Daniel Jones winning a Super Bowl.
Super Bowl champion Daniel Jones. I will puke. I will
No.
puke.
I will give up VTubers if somehow Daniel Jones wins the Super Bowl
If
over
Daniel Jones
Patrick
leads,
Mahomes.
if Daniel Jones ever leads a team to a Super Bowl as the 6th or 7th seed, the NFL should scrap the playoffs forever.
Mhm. Agree.
I do just want to say, though, regarding the Ravens, I do just want to say, like, I just feel like they're not going to get a better shot than this, and it doesn't help the fact that there's a very good chance Mike McDonald is getting a head coaching gig, and that is going to be it is going to be very hard to replace him at defensive coordinator, because he's done an incredible job with that Ravens defense, and I don't know who's going to be better to replace him.
Oh, I just thought of something. Like, like they made that acquisition of like Dalvin Cook before the playoffs and didn't use him.
Yeah,
Very
didn't
weird.
use him at all.
I mean, I guess he probably wasn't part of their plans, really. That's my guess.
I mean, I think I saw him briefly in the Texans game, but outside of that, it's like, oh, there's Dalvin Cook. Oh, and there he goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dalvin is cooked.
Yep.
Yes. It's unfortunate with all running backs. They have 5 years, if not 5 years to make it. And I mean, think about a guy like Austin Eckler, how good he's been. I don't think he's made about more than $2 million in the NFL.
Well, actually, we can check that on Spot Track.
Because keep in mind, he was an undrafted rookie.
Let's see. He's actually earned quite a bit of money. His entry-level contract was 3 years of $1.67 million, and then in 2020 he got paid, like I'm talking like 4 years, $24.5 million.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Anyway, I think we have we said all we needed to say about the Ravens Chiefs game?
especially more of the AFC.
I just want to
Nick.
say one more thing. Regardless of how much you hate the Chiefs, if there is a positive, it was hilarious seeing Clay Travis get old takes exposed.
Old takes exposed.
Guys, I will say this. The only other thing I want to say about the Ravens game is, because of that game, I had to remember that Wee Hoopin is a user that exists in this world.
Yes, I was just about to say, I can't wait for Wee Hoopin, his fucking reaction where he pisses and shits all over his fucking attic and listens to fucking Juice WRLD, like...
What the fuck? Okay.
Dude, this is gonna be fucking awesome. This is gonna be poggers.
Alrighty. It's going to be...
You don't get Spencer's humor like I do. You'll never understand.
Tegan, I am A-okay with that.
You have to have a high IQ to understand Spencer. It's a very deep and detailed thought into the eyes of a madman.
I am A-okay with not understanding Spencer. We are all unique in our own way. We are all unique in our very own ways. All right, moving on. We have the Lions and the Niners. And I have one thing to say. Take, followed by the, followed by fucking, followed by points. Well, also, thank you for Power World, Spencer. I actually appreciate you. I appreciate it, man.
Fuck you, and also, you're welcome.
Thank you for being so angry that you had to buy me Palworld. Thanks, I guess. Thank you, I guess.
Thank you, question mark.
Thanks. Thank you. I think. I appreciate it a lot. I plan on buying it, but you know, hours have been tough. So thanks, Spencer.
Yeah.
This is because I bought you NHL and you've been wanting to try to pay me back secretly.
No, it's just because I hate you that much, and I'm shocked you haven't played it yet.
I do want to play it. It's just money's tough right now.
Yeah.
But thanks, I appreciate it.
Yep. Anyway, as a perspective from somebody who has a Lions fan in their family, you know, the legend of Mom Sausage. Yeah. What happened to that first half team? Like, that team was good. Where'd they go? It went up in a pile of smoke. Like, the defense stopped getting stops. Jared Goff turned back into Jared Goof. And, you know, it's like, where'd the receivers' hands go? Like, even Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta were making big drops.
I mean, the whole thing with that game, it felt like they took way too many risks and just take the goddamn points.
Yeah, you have to. I heard somebody make a comment of Dan Campbell is basically just this generation's Rex Bryan, and that might be true.
I feel like that remains to be seen in terms of how that plays out, because Rex Ryan had a great first couple of years and then fell off really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Charisma-wise, yeah, I see the comparison though, but that is, I feel like that remains to be seen in terms of that. But what I mean by, I feel like, in terms of the Lions, it felt like everything that could possibly go wrong for this team in the second half went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like every single thing.
That batted
Everything.
pass, that
Yeah.
helmet deflection was just.
Yeah, that was just a curse. That was like, oh god, here comes the curse. Like how IU caught that. And of course it was on Vildor, because I know damn well how much of a pain in the ass watching Vildor was on the Bears. But also like that freaking toe drag catch by their fullback on like when literally the entire Lions team just pressured Brock Purdy and the play, and they still, couldn't stop the play from happening. I saw someone say this. It felt very similar to the Cubs Steve Bartman game, where after that one thing went wrong, everything just fell apart for the Cubs, and I feel like, in terms of the Lions here, yeah, it just felt very similar to that in terms of, one thing goes wrong, oh, another thing goes wrong, and another thing, and another, and another, and another.
You know what team I would compare this to? The 2006 New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I could see that.
They had a great run with a coach that everybody loves, and
Wait a minute. Are we saying that Jared Goff is Drew Brees?
Maybe.
Are we saying the Lions are going to be the New Orleans Saints?
Yeah, and
because based off of Dan Campbell's coaching philosophies, I think I think we found our next generation of quarterbacks. I think we know who they are.
Yeah.
Impressive.
I mean, we gotta remember Sean Payton pulled the onside kick move in the Super Bowl. So he definitely had the tendency to be aggressive. Just in the case of in the case of history here, hopefully there isn't a bounty gate scandal with the Lions.
Yeah, but take a look at.
I wouldn't put it past it with Dan Campbell though. That man will probably do anything to win.
Yeah,
Probably.
unfortunately.
Yeah, and Dan Campbell is a former New Orleans Saints who worked under Sean Payton and was a member of the 2009 team.
Very true.
Oh boy, this is it.
That's
This is
an
a prediction I
interesting-
hope that doesn't go anywhere.
Well, the suspension part, but like, he is a good, for what it's worth. You know, Sean Payton is a good coach. Minus Bounty Gate, he is a good coach. Yeah. I hope Dan Campbell's good without the whole Bounty Gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is what we're aiming for. A less problematic version of the mid-2000s NFL.
Yeah. Now, I will say, regarding the 49ers, because I was watching that first half, and it's like, okay, it's just the first half, but, man, where the fuck did the defense go? Like, that was some really bad defense in that first half, and I just said to myself, look, if they lose this game, there is going to be a lot of calls for Steve Wilkes to get fired. But, that being said, they did turn shit around in the second half, and I will give them credit for that defensively, and of course offensively, they woke the fuck up.
Yeah, and
I was just gonna say that I think we saw what playoff experience really is. Because Detroit got off hot, but you know what they did? And you want to know something that I think kind of hurt them? They let off the gas, but not in the way that you think. They let off the gas in terms of their play calling wasn't as aggressive. Granted, their decisions were aggressive, but the actual plays itself weren't.
I think they
It
just.
seems like
I think you might have a point. I think it wasn't they were aggressive. They're just borderline reckless.
yeah,
like-
there's playing aggressive and then there's playing stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
here's the thing. Dan Campbell wanted to go to Vegas. So you know what he did? He wanted to make one big run. So you want to know what he did? He put it all on black. The thing is, it turned up red. And he lost. But you want to know what prevents this? How about you put 3 on red? How about you put 3 on red, and then, maybe 3 on, 27, and then 3 on 24. Then suddenly you're in a position where you're not put in a stressful period. Because looking at it, they had 6 points on the board that they could have taken. You know what they did? They went for it.
Yep.
Granted, at the time, yeah, I do think you go for it, but there was no excuse to not take the points on that other drive that ended up stalling out. So,
If he takes those points, we're talking about the game going into overtime.
not even overtime, but we're talking about Jared Goff setting up. We're talking about the Niners having to go down and kick a field goal. Because then the Lions, who would have probably scored a touchdown in that case, are going to be up by 3 points. So now the Niners are forced to have to go down there, and they're forced in a pressure situation. And you want to know what Brock Purdy has shown so far this year? That he is hit or miss in very pressured situations. On one hand, it could be against the Packers this year, where, he did what he had to do and got his team there. Could be like Cleveland. But then you have stuff like the Ravens,
Or the
where he
Vikings.
didn't, or the Vikings, where he didn't do what he had to do. That's just my thoughts on it, though.
You know, we haven't heard from the actual Niners fan here, which is very surprising.
Yeah. Niners fan?
I think Aiden's kind of busy right now.
Oh, I hope he's still, like, with us, among the living.
Hello,
He
y'all.
is among.
He is.
Oh,
Hey,
there.
we're perfect timing. We're talking about the Lions 49ers game.
I just wanted to get my thoughts together, think of what to say, because there's a lot of things
Whoa,
going
new
through my mind
microphone
right now.
alert.
It's on his
Yeah, there's a lot of
laptop.
There's a lot of things that are going on right now. Like I'm thinking, what is up with this game? Okay, first things first. Let's not do this again. Let's not get into a deep hole again. I get that we were able to come back, but look, we cannot keep just screwing around in the first half.
Yeah. I think they were real. I agree. I can agree. The Niners were kind of screwing. I was like, okay, let's play some hockey.
Yeah,
All
how
right.
often have we seen the Leafs do that? Or
Too many times. I hate.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
hockey.
say it because I know we're talking about this isn't the same game here, but like, yeah, it's like there was a reason. There was a reason I said like after the 49ers Packers game, I was like I felt relief because it's like, good lord, don't be getting yourself into situations like that.
Yeah, and they did it again, and somehow they escaped again. But here's the thing. The thing I gotta say about the Niners. People kept saying, "Oh, they can't come back. Oh, they don't have the mental strength to make it a game. Oh, they only rely on blowouts." They proved it wrong, and they managed to get it done. But at the same time, you can't keep making it hard on yourselves.
yeah, you can't keep making these self-inflicted wounds because there's quarterbacks like Mahomes who will eat you alive when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Like,
that
look
was
at-
actually.
Look at the
Actually,
Super
that's
Bowl
some-
54. Like, even though you don't like looking at it, it's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
You cannot
I
give
ac-
teams doubt like that. You cannot give teams like the benefit of the doubt like that.
While we're on the topic, I have some breaking news concerning the game. In the locker room, when Dan Campbell was speaking to this team, Dan Campbell had said with the locker room that this might have been their only shot at making the Super Bowl. And he doesn't believe that, and he doesn't think that, but in reality of the NFL next year, he said that it's going to be twice as difficult.
I agree.
yeah,
I don't disagree with him.
they got a target on their back now.
Target on back, yes, but like, I don't think we're gonna make it again. That's kind of stupid to say.
I don't know. It depends on how you feel about. Depends on how you feel about locker room talk. I mean, you got, in terms of how coaches talk to their locker room, there's just a certain way to fucking talk about it. Okay.
Yeah, you got to make them
Right.
hungry. You got to make them hungry
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. And the thing is, he's basically saying that while he doesn't believe that next year will be it, the reality is it's probably going to be it. Like, he himself is saying that he doesn't think that, but he's telling the team that it probably won't happen.
Well, I mean,
It's one of those weird things where you're like, look, do I want there to be school tomorrow? Yes. But will there be school tomorrow? Probably not. Or the other way around, I mean.
so I compared this team to the 2006 New Orleans Saints. 2007, the 2007 New Orleans Saints were a very disappointing version of the Saints because they followed the year they had the NFC Championship, by going 7-9 and not having a single team on the Pro Bowl. You can believe that.
Yeah. I mean, I will say with the Lions, in terms of what I feel like they should do this offseason, definitely gonna say it, get more defensive guys. They need more.
Yep. Yeah, you definitely are in the market for a cornerback or,
Yeah.
you know, do you have any thoughts on the Lions, Aiden?
I gotta say, I think you already said it before, but I'm gonna say again, take the damn points. Like, if the Lions did not try to get cute and go for it, we're talking a different game. We're talking a different game here.
Yeah, but I know you don't. So Mom Sausage brought up an interesting point in in her post game where she said, you know, the Lions got here by being aggressive. Like Dan's probably not going to change that when the time comes due. Though I'd argue, it's the postseason. You're supposed to change into a better form of yourself.
I mean, I think it's this. I'm just gonna say this because I wanted to tree with this, but like honestly, like there's just a law in the NFL where it's like, and I'm sure Dan Campbell follows this because he knows damn well how people would feel about it. But the thing is, when it comes to fourth downs and all that, if you convert it, you're a goddamn genius. But if you fail to convert on fourth down, you're a dumbass. That's how it works. And from what I've seen, Dan Campbell is very keen on playing by those rules, even if it ends up negatively affecting the Lions when it comes to being over aggressive. And on one hand, I respect it, but on the other hand, I'm like, okay, dude, there's a limit here. There is a limit for your aggressiveness, and at some point, you just need to realize, okay, it didn't work the last time. We're not going to do this again. We're just going to do what's basic and just get the results that are still good.
Yeah, there's being aggressive and then attempting to cut your dick off for $20.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
basically.
Oh yeah.
Like there's, yeah.
I think for me, being that overly aggressive is fine in the regular season, where the quality of opposition may or may not be as good. But when you're in the playoffs, every team is pretty much there for a reason, and you cannot give them any breathing room. You cannot give the Niners breathing room. You cannot give, say, the Chiefs breathing room. You cannot give like the Packers breathing room. Like,
You proved you can't give the Ravens breathing room.
Yeah.
yeah, like you cannot. You like. I respect that Dan Campbell wants to be aggressive, but at the same time, he's got to understand in the postseason it's a completely different game.
But yeah, definitely like as far as the defense goes, you have to alarm bells were definitely going off when Nick Mullins was carving them like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, before we actually move on, I did want to say something real quick, and it's just because I saw this online. In terms of how the NFL has gone this season with the injuries and just how much it seems like the quality of play has decreased, and just how much we really didn't have like a spectacular year. At least, has this been like the worst year of football in like the new era? Let's just say like, within like the last 10 years. Has this been the worst year? Has this been the worst year?
I feel my thoughts on this season are kind of similar to last season. It's just like, yeah, there's a lot of disappointing things about this season. Definitely been plenty of bad play, but it's like at the end of the day, I feel like you're just hoping for, okay, you know what? This Super Bowl matchup features two teams that a lot of NFL fans fucking hate. Just hope for a really good, a great game. You're just hoping for that because I just feel like this season, it just feels very similar. Just feels very similar to last season.
You know what You know what this season felt like? It felt like the 2003 season of football. You know,
Most
like
of us weren't even alive, Spencer.
I was, goddammit, and I had to suffer through Josh McCown ending our season with a pass to Nate Poole just so the fucking Packers could get in and, you know, drop their fucking nuts on the Seahawks and have people be like, "Oh, the Packers!" before they rightfully got curb stomped by the Eagles.
Yeah,
2003
just-
I mean,
was
in terms of worst NFL seasons, because I mean, there's been other ones where I remember that were not good. I mean, for as iconic as the ending to the season was for this season, in terms of the season I'm going to talk about, I remember the 2016, along with the 2017 NFL regular seasons, having so much bad football play. Like, I just remember, like, every primetime game in those seasons were just not good. I remember Tree making the video about why NFL ratings were down. He mentioned how, yeah, it just feels like the play's gotten really worse.
dude, I remember that because, you know, like, 2016 just felt like so, like, boring, you know, but
Yeah.
obviously I've that was back when I was like in a bubble about, and most of my thoughts about the football were about the Vikings even more than they are now, you know. So for me, it was just like, oh wow, Sam Bradford and the Vikings are actually rolling. They just went 5-0, and then they lose, and then they only win 3 of their last 11, and failed to make the playoffs. And obviously 2017 holds a very special place in my heart because that was the Case Keenum year, and that was the Minneapolis Miracle. So obviously, you know, I was like, oh, fuck, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
This-
2017 was a weird case because the postseason that season was genuinely amazing, but the regular season was pretty dog shit. In terms
Like
of football play.
Yeah, like I said, I was in a bubble for that, you know, the
Yeah.
although I do remember thinking, I do remember one thing, like scratching my head at that Trubisky pick in 2017, because, you know, you just got Mike Glennon. Why are you trading up for a quarterback like that?
Yeah. Yeah, the less said about both, well, I mean, I feel like the Trubisky tenure speaks for itself, but also, like, the Mike Glennon signing is just something I want to erase from my brain. Because why the fuck did we give Mike Glennon that contract in
15 million.
2017?
15 million guaranteed. Holy shit.
Yeah, Ryan
s-
Pace
I just-
masterclass.
Ignore the contract. Why did you even sign Mike Glennon in the first place?
Yeah, that's my thing. It was 2017. Why are we making Mike Glennon our starter?
The ginger giraffe. They they saw that one game that he had with the Buccaneers against the Steelers, and they were just like, "Oh my god, we gotta pay this guy."
Do they even know how the Steelers are? Do they even know what the Steelers do when they face teams? When they face shit teams?
No. Although Mike Glennon did beat the Steelers that year.
Yeah, he did.
You
I
do realize the
fucking remember that
Steelers
game.
play down to competition, right? So that's not even an
Yeah.
excuse.
Yeah, I remember that the 2017 Steelers losing to the freaking John Fox Bears. That was definitely a football game of all time.
I seem to remember a lot of Troops eats pubes chants too.
Sure. Let's see. Oh yeah, that was the game where Pittsburgh let Jordan Howard rush for 140 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Jordan Howard had the weirdest insanity run of any Chicago Bears quarterback.
Running back.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Running back, my bad. My
Yeah.
brain doesn't work.
He needs his Marbius for his brain to function.
Yeah. My
But-
Marbies.
But yeah, genuinely, I just personally, since I've been watching, I felt like this has not been a really good year. Like, just in general, like 2017, okay. I have at least one moment that like defines it from everyone else, and that was Stephon Diggs sideline caught touchdown. Like that has a defining moment. 2018 has double doink. 2019 has possibly the Jimmy Garoppolo clip. 2020 was Brady holding up the four fingers. 2021, that's one that where you could probably get me at. But in 2022, you have the not Stephon Diggs.
Justin Jefferson catch?
Yeah, the Justin Jefferson catch from hell. What can I say about this season that has really stood out for me?
For me, it's that Jordan Addison catch where he ripped it from Dre Greenlaw's hands during that
That was
Monday night.
Travarius Ward. That was Travarius Ward.
Sorry, Travarius Ward, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right,
Actually, I
but
feel-
like,
The only thing that
Go ahead.
stands out to me this season in terms of asking this question, literally truly the most notable thing about this season has been seeing the freaking memes with the Aaron Rodgers Jets entrance video and what happened afterwards.
that pretty much describes their season, I think. And that's in like the worst way possible. Think about it. Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, like
Kirk
we
Cousins.
had Kirk Cousins. We had so many talented quarterbacks this season get hurt.
I mean,
For,
you
like,
remember the
absolutely-
injury reserve thumbnail where I had to
Yeah.
I decided to remember. I remember that because I had to portray Deshaun Watson as Bill Cosby.
Yeah. Even though I hate him, Deshaun Watson too. Kenny Pickett, Kenny Pickett at the very end of the season got hurt. Like, we had so many injuries and such bad quarterback play that at the end of the season, Baker Mayfield was a top 5 quarterback.
He's always
I
a
love Baker.
top 5 quarterback. Damn it!
I love Baker, but he should not be in the top quarterback discussion at the end of the year. He should be. But like, you guys get what I mean, right? This
Yeah.
was just like
Yes.
a very bad year.
Dan Campbell also says, "I don't regret my 4th down decisions."
I'm not surprised to hear that. Sounds like Dan.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just the crack pipe for this one, but this has just been a not very good year in my opinion.
You know, I've hesitated on saying this, but I think with this this wave of new quarterbacks, it's going to be at least more interesting. You know, guys like
Yeah.
Williams, May, Daniels.
Michael Penix to the Vikings.
According to this, he's going to the Giants.
He's going to the Vikings because God hates Luke.
Because God hates me. If
It hates both of you.
if penis goes to if penis goes to the Vikings, I have to get into VTuber shit, and I will make it everybody else's problem.
I just want to say, I hope you're aware of the fact that Tankathon has the Vikings drafting Bo Nix in the 2nd round.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
You know what?
I
That's
wouldn't
fair.
even mind.
Have a good
Yeah.
have a good project to sit behind Kirk Cousins for a few years, and then you know,
Yeah, that's
then-
good.
yeah.
Could be worse.
Oh yeah. By the way, Luke, should we get on to like the other reports now, since we've kind of gotten our
Yeah.
football spiel?
Oh, the weather report.
Before the weather report, I would like to do a quick report. The wrestling report.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh no!
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got some shit to
yeah.
talk about. We got shit to
Yeah.
talk
All right,
about.
floor is
here.
yours. I don't know nothing about wrestling, so
The
floor is
the
yours.
welcome
Okay.
wrestling mat.
Yeah,
It's
we're
our
gonna.
time.
I'm just gonna say this right now, and I talked with Nick about this yesterday. This was a phenomenal pay-per-view up until the men's Royal Rumble. Every single match was good. and then the
You're talking
men's
about the
happened.
actual wrestling.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Fuck Vince McMahon, by the way.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
fuck
should address
Vince.
that. Fuck Vince
Yeah.
McMahon.
Yes. Fuck Vince McMahon.
I know this
What a
this sounds
fucking
like I'm speaking
scumbag.
hindsight, but even before everything like that came out, McMahon always seemed like a bit of a scummy guy. And
Yeah.
at first I thought, not even because of his like on ring persona, but just something about this guy's vibe is like very off.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a guy who, during one WrestleMania or some wrestling event at the Joe Louis Arena, he was having a conversation with John Cena, and he wrapped it up and he said,
yeah.
"Keep it up, my N-word," and it was
Yeah.
Why say that?
Yeah, and also freaking Booker T's reaction to that in the background, just the most iconically, just iconic, but also goddamn, how did this happen? But yeah, I just want to comment quickly on the person in question here, because the thing with Vince McMahon is Mr. McMahon is not a character. That's who Vince truly is. That's who he is as a person. That's who he is behind the scenes. And the fact that wrestling fans aren't surprised when they found out the atrocious shit that was found that is being accused of him right now, and people that work with him, like his closest yes men, and also a certain talent in particular, the fact that people aren't surprised should really tell you how wrestling fans are well aware of Vince's history. And all I can say is, I mean, Vince is a man who's had 9 lives. He's a guy who's had 9 lives, and I sure as hell hoped he just burned his last life.
Also, too, we do need to bring up the fact that Brock Lesnar also kind of weirdo creep.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
also in that lawsuit.
Fucking Vikings legend Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I can actually say that, but he did in fact
Training camp, yeah.
yeah, he did spend a few snaps with the 2004 Vikings.
Yeah, I've seen the videos. I've seen Brock Lesnar playing football, but yeah, it's just my thing is it's just in terms of this, it's a really fucked up situation. Wrestling fans obviously are very fucking pissed off about, not just WWE, also AEW having their controversies. I mean, the fact that both the men in charge who are supposed to be, running, well, I mean, granted, Triple H doesn't run WWE, but he is the creative officer, and the fact that both him and Tony Khan's responses to, the controversies going on were not good, to say it lightly. It was really just, it's just like these people, for as experienced as they are, they have not gone to PR school, and that's
Yeah, get ready to learn Get ready to learn PR, buddy.
Yeah, it's just wrestling. I just feel like in terms of the industry, it's similar to hockey, where it's just all the truly fucked up shit is being revealed, and like, the whole industry.
Hockey!
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, the
boy,
whole
yeah.
industry needs to change. The whole industry, just needs a whole change. So there's a difference. The wrestling industry needs to learn. There's a difference between a mistake and being a horrible person.
Yeah,
But,
get on that toxic gossip train.
Yeah.
But back to more positive wrestling news. Yeah, Women's Rumble, really good. Logan Paul and Kevin Owens, match of the year candidates. The triple threat. Not the triple threat. The fatal four-way.
Four-way.
It was okay, but the
Yeah.
men's Royal Rumble, it was not hitting like crack. It was not.
I'll just sum it up quickly. I mean, I'm all for predictable stuff. I mean, it's not a bad thing to be predictable if the story you're telling is, what the story truly needs to be, but something just felt off. And I just gotta say, I'm not trying to blame them, but like, the fact that the Tampa Bay crowd didn't exactly sound hot either just did not help matters.
Yeah, it just seemed like the crowd hated CM Punk, and I thought that was kind of shitty, just how I viewed it, because like he came back and shoveled his grievances, but I guarantee you there were like a ton of like AEW fans there that were like, "Oh, CM Punk's back. Let's not cheer for him." The fact that you go
Can I
ahead.
be totally honest? Like, CM Punk hate just feels super corny to me. Like-
It is.
I mean, I get why the hate is there, seeing how some behind the scenes things have been going on in terms of some of the wrestling companies he's been with, but at the same time, I just feel like, yesterday was just not really the time to do that. That was not the time for that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, honestly, it definitely was an event that was like, it was cool. I mean, it was definitely still overshadowed by fucked up shit going around that made the headlines right before it. But honestly, all I can hope for is that, what? All I hope for with this is that the story gets finished. I just want to see the damn story get finished.
Yeah, and I also want to see Stone Cold come out of retirement for one last time so he can give McMahon a stunner in prison.
I mean, have you seen? Okay, I just want to say this real quickly. Have you ever? Because Austin did come back for WrestleMania 38. Have you ever seen the awful stunner that he gave to Vince? I just want to ask. Have you seen that stunner?
Oh yeah, I did see that, but I mostly remember that awesome pop he got.
Yeah. 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 It's just. Yeah. All I can say is, at the end of the day, it's like, hope the story gets finished, and also fuck Vince McMahon.
Mm-hmm.
And also, fuck whoever was involved in that Canadian junior hockey thing.
Yeah.
That's
I can't
something that, I mean, the Canadian hockey has already been like the main organization. They've already gotten punished as a whole by the Canadian by losing a lot of sponsorships. This is right when it was announced. They've lost the main sponsor being the biggest brand in all Canada, Tim Hortons. They've lost that.
Shit.
That's huge. Like, Tim's Hockey no longer is a sponsor of Hockey Canada because of these controversies. We
Yeah,
also,
and I remember last year when they held something, it was like there was like literally like little to no sponsors for the event. Like there was nothing.
So, because of it, the World Juniors, that's going to be not a Canadian exclusive anymore. Because of it. Like, that's huge for Canada. Like, that's a huge miss for Hockey Canada. That is something that is... you don't come back from. Right? I am stunned. That I mean, apologies to the victims. It's something
Yeah, my
I
heart
would
goes out to the victims.
absolutely.
But it's like,
Yes.
you'd think
Absolutely.
that people would understand that, the big rules of sex, no means no, and the age of consent is 18. It's not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
For God's sakes.
Exactly. Right? That's huge, especially in our day and age. And I hear, like, especially with Hockey Canada, it's like bad. Like, it's been bad allegedly for years.
And
It's-
people wonder why you know, popularity in hockey is kind of waning. When they keep having these newspaper topping controversies where these guys keep getting in trouble because they can't, whether it's for hazing or otherwise, they keep getting in trouble for sexual harassment, and at the same time they're just like, oh, we can't have Pride Night, that'll offend the Russians. It's
Mhm.
it's
I
just like,
mean, you mentioned
That
hazing, and I feel like that's definitely a huge sign that it really shows if something like if there's like a serious issue with like a culture, like like the culture needs to change, and hazing is involved with that, it's like, yeah, that's a good sign. You need a fucking culture change.
yeah, honestly, I don't say this lightly, but like, Bettman needs to step down. Like,
Oh
it's
yeah, I
clear
agree.
that it's clear that hockey culture has gone toxic under his tenure, and the sad thing is, Minnesota people could have seen this coming from a mile away because uh, Norm Green, he had those sexual harassment allegations against him, which is why he wanted to move the team to Dallas in the first place, and Bettman did fucking nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's
I mentioned
been
hazing. Wait, hold on. I just want to say, and I mentioned hazing because it's like, I mean, I hate to bring up wrestling again, but like WWE, for the longest time, hazing was very fucking normal in the locker room. It was very normal, especially against younger talent, that hazing would be very common. I see that comparison between wrestling and hockey again in terms of culture.
Yeah, that's a Nick Van think piece right there.
Hmm.
and
You know,
this is something
trademark
that
copyright.
I think we as hockey fans have known for a while, that I do genuinely think it's time for Gary Bettman to step down. It's
Yeah,
this, like, for what it is, but we all know the NFL, it's never perfect. It's never going to be perfect. That's just the way it is. We're never going to be perfect.
yeah, I have my issues with Goodell, but ultimately he's just a fall guy for the decisions of a lot of owners, and I don't think his tenure has been awful as an NFL commissioner.
It's not. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean Goodell can be frustrating, but at the same time, I do respect the fact that he knows how to market talent, and let's be real, he's a great businessman. He really is.
Yeah, and he seems like a good person, like behind the scenes, like
Yeah.
when you know like the 2020 NFL draft kind of proved to me, like I may disagree with him as a business person, but ultimately he's kind of a dork who just is willing to be the punching bag of the NFL. Like
Hmm.
that Bud Light promotion where you could pay to boo him virtually, like that tells me all you need to know about Roger.
Yeah.
1000%.
And
That's
the NBA, like Adam Silver, he's probably the most ghoulish looking commissioner, and yet he's probably one of the better commissioners in North American sports.
yeah. I mean, I would argue that he is. I think he's the best.
And shoot, we he gave us the get ready to learn Chinese meme.
Yeah, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
100%.
I do want to ask though, just never mind. I'll save it for later.
What was it?
No, I was just while you guys were talking, I was scrolling and an idea popped through my head. I know this. I know that 28-3 is like the worst thing in the world, but like, let's be honest here. 24-7 at halftime has to be up there with one of the worst like jokes in our in our lifetime.
Well, they brought this up during the game. It's actually the worst choke for the NFC Championship game. It edged out the previous one, where the Falcons blew it to the 49ers in the 2012 NFL season.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Who was the head coach of those Falcons anyway? I want to say it was Mike Smith. Oh yeah,
I
it
think
was.
it was him. Yeah, it was him. Yeah, it was Mike.
The Mike Smith Falcons.
Yeah, that was definitely a time. They had some great seasons, but once it fell off, it really fell off.
Oh, Mike Nolan
Big
was their
time.
DC.
I like how Luke's just playing Power World right now, going, "Yeah, I agree."
Well, I mean, I've given some input.
No, I'm just giving you shit. That's all.
Who else was on this team? Dirk Cutter was their offensive coordinator. Who else? They had, fucking... Oh, Roddy White was their big wide receiver.
Yep, Roddy White, Michael Turner, Tony Gonzalez. Let's see. Guys.
Matt Bryant was their kicker.
Yep.
And they also had Matt Ryan. That must have been so confusing.
Yep, it was confusing to me as a child.
Luke McCown was their backup. What's the matter? You couldn't afford Josh McCown? Here's Luke McCown.
Here's his brother that we cloned.
Yeah, exactly.
He was even a Cleveland Brown at some point.
But yeah, just this is just like a weird day for sports. I felt like if the Ravens or the Lions, like I felt if like either team won, I felt like okay, we might be trending into the right direction. But I don't know. I just felt like this year is off to not a great start. I mean, think about it. But also at the same time, I'm not quite sure because we have to talk about the NBA games where we had like 3 people within like the last like 2 weeks get 70 points.
People talked about this, but like some Lions fans knew they were fucked the minute the Pistons won their game.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
That was a big onyo.
By the way, speaking
of
of
the
the
Pistons-
NBA, hold on. I just want to say this before we get to the Pistons. Speaking of the NBA, the legend himself has returned. Doc Rivers is back.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Fucking
You
Doc
guys,
Rivers.
Doc Rivers needs Zach LaVine. They should trade us. They should trade us Damian Lillard for Zach LaVine. It'll be a total upgrade.
That's bait. I know what bait sounds like.
But
Milwaukee, what are you doing?
Apparently, Giannis had issues with the previous guy.
Yeah, I heard that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I know that like Giannis had issues with Adrian Griffin. Apparently, the locker room wasn't exactly happy with him. It's like, okay, you know what? Okay, I get it. Locker room isn't going well. You want to make a change? I mean, you're 30 and 13. You better know what you're doing here. Like, okay, fine, make a change. It's just Doc Rivers, this motherfucker.
The meme legend, the guy with that one gif.
Yeah, the second round choking legend.
Well, you know, as long as we don't have to face Jimmy Butler again, we should be good.
I'm just saying that Giannis Antetokounmpo will be a meme. But
Yeah, you know what? I'll cling to that 2021 NBA Finals with my life. I will always appreciate Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Bucks and 6 as always. Fear the deer.
But yeah, the fact is, the Detroit Pistons knocked off the #1 team in the Western Conference today.
Yep.
That's when the Lions were screwed.
Yeah.
Only
We
one
should have
good
known they were screwed.
one good Detroit team at a time. Sorry.
I mean, if you're a Tigers fan, you already know how this season's going to go. This season's already over. You totally understand how this season's going to play out now.
No, it's funny because it's not like it was like a close game. No, Detroit was like beating them. It was 120 to 104. That's a pretty sizable margin of victory. And I don't even think Kate Cunningham wasn't even playing today.
Yeah, he wasn't. He hasn't been playing for a while due to an injury.
Yeah.
How do you lose to the fucking Pistons?
I can't believe we're gonna have to have conversations about Monty Williams not being that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yes, he is that bad. Anybody who gives Alec Burks that many minutes is bad. I've seen enough Kofi TikToks to know he is bad.
Yes, the legend of Alec Burks continues to grow, whether that legend is for being a good thing or mostly a bad thing, and it's mostly a bad thing.
Alec Burks minutes go burr.
Yes.
Anyway, I think it's time to talk about the weather.
Yes.
It hasn't been that bad. Now that I've said that, Mother Nature is going to track me down and personally stick it right up the Coolio. But it hasn't been bad. Just
Right
a
up
little bit wet.
Coolio.
Yeah. But it hasn't been bad. It's been relatively warm out, and I can't complain.
That's good. Weather was very snowy, very cold. I lost work because of it. I'm not happy about it. I never want to see that white little shit again pooping from the skies. That is garbage. I don't want to see that again. That is a...
Move to America.
Ew, no. I like my free
doesn't
healthcare.
Here's an idea. How about you just move the snow to the Rocky Mountains? I think that would be very beneficial for us.
Wait a second. Wait. You hate the snow as much as you do, and you're moving to fucking Edmonton?
You see, I'm willing to give up... Hold up. I'm willing to give up one thing because I probably won't be working in food. And most importantly, people in Edmonton aren't little bitches when they see fucking snow.
Yeah, they are, bruh.
They're just still bad. Don't get me wrong. They're still bad drivers, but they're bad drivers that can drive in. That will be willing to drive in snow.
Doesn't mean they're gonna be good at it because they're of a bunch of fucking influx from Vancouver like yourself.
Not all of them.
Meanwhile, I just want to say, Las Vegas drivers have many trouble when a bit of rain ends up falling in terms of driving.
Yeah, it covers up that very large sphere. When they don't get to see the big sphere, they just get really sad.
The orb.
Yeah. Yeah, by the way, speaking of Vegas weather, speaking of rain, yeah, it seems we might be getting some rain these next 2 weeks. Which should definitely be interesting. I can't wait to see what some of the Vegas accounts have to say about having all this rain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I'm just gonna pull a Patrick, take the town and push it elsewhere.
And move it
Yeah.
somewhere else. Meanwhile, in Grand Rapids, we've had some a little bit of snow. A lot of it actually. Winter Storm Jerry, which I can't believe we're naming winter storms now, dropped about 30 inches of snow upon Grand Rapids. Thankfully, this past week has been mostly rain and 40s, and and it's actually been kind of nice to have my window open and not worry about freezing to death because your boy likes having the window open when he's
And not freezing to death.
when he's sleeping because I have a lot of blankets on me. We do have a bit of as far as the next 10 days go, we do have a good chance of morning snow this Tuesday, but other than that, we don't have much going on, and it's just going to be pretty bog standard for Michigan.
I think it's fair to say we've had a quaint time with the weather recently. We have survived the winter enchilada.
The winter enchilada.
You don't. Oh, you guys don't get the joke. So there was a local news service that I look at occasionally, and they said, "Well, it looks like we're gonna get the winter enchilada, snow, wintry mix, sleet." And they called it the winter enchilada.
What the fuck?
And it was incredibly bad because we were having negative 20 degrees at the time. So people weren't very happy when they called, hey, don't call it a winter enchilada.
Enchilada.
What is it called a winter enchilada, by the way?
Supposedly, it's supposed to go off the term the whole enchilada, which I haven't heard be used in my entire life, so I'm not going to accept that that's a valid answer. So, they made it up. That's my thing. Some 20, no, not even 20, some 40 to 50-year-old intern who has to run the social media account said, let's make this very bad winter storm that will affect people and possibly take out their power a winter enchilada.
Oh yeah, you guys are like the Quincy Hannibal market as far as TV goes.
Hannibal, otherwise known as Mark Twain.
At least it's not Hannibal Lecter.
You know, 1 in 5 people are Hannibal Lecter. And I'm not Hannibal Lecter.
Me. 1 in 5 people are Hannibal Lecter. I'm not Hannibal Lecter.
And Aiden's not Hannibal Lecter. And Nick's not Hannibal Lecter.
You make a very good point, Culver's Gaming.
Oh, so Luke, what are your thoughts on cooking?
I feel that if you can cook on your own, you could make any woman happy.
Then why am I not happy? Oh, also, another sport to report on. The X Games happened this past weekend. You know, oh boy, the X Games. I like the X Games.
I remember
Is that
I was
where
actually
people go off big ramps?
You're gonna say something, Nick?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say because I was watching the Golden Knights Rangers game, and they turned it on afterwards. They put on the X Games, and I just want to say, with all due respect, whoever was working the audio for that X Games broadcast was probably panicking like hell because it sounded horrible. Like the
Oh,
audio for the
dude.
X Games thing sounded fucking atrocious. Like, holy shit, is this broadcast being hijacked or something? Because good lord.
Dude, every single slope style run, there was always the high pitched whine of a fucking drone. Like, oh my god.
Like, dude, what the hell? This sounds awful.
You have to admit though, the tricks look pretty cool.
Yeah, the tricks look cool. It's just like, god damn, is fucking Max Headroom hijacking this shit?
Very excited to see where these guys go in California this summer. Ventura is what I'm hearing for their summer X Games, which means they're moving out of. No,
Jesse
like
Ventura?
Ventura, the town.
Oh, Ventura, like Ace.
No, I'm Han Clover's Gaming. The town north of Oxnard. Aiden knows that probably better than I do.
You're a
Yeah,
Oxnard.
it's near, kind of near-ish to LA, but not quite there.
Yeah, like Ventura, Oxnard. If I had to live in SoCal, I'd probably move to there.
Yeah, they're nice places.
But do we have anything else?
I mean, we could go like full ADHD and talk about like football players that existed once.
Football players that existed.
Remember Ronnie Brown? Remember when they tried him as a quarterback? Like as for Wildcat?
That is
No,
crazy.
I don't.
Yeah, like the 2007 or 2008 Miami Dolphins that basically no, it was the 2008 Dolphins that just basically did a shit ton of Wildcat formations. And like cuz that was the year they had the four-headed quarterback room of John Beck, Chad Henne, Josh McCown, and Chad Pennington.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were just like, hey Ronnie, you want to throw a few passes, throw off the defense a little? And for a while it fucking worked. It got them to the playoffs. They went from a 1-15 team to an 11-5 team.
Yeah, that was that season for the Miami Dolphins was weird. Like, without a doubt, that was the weirdest season I think I've ever seen in football.
Yeah, because somehow Ricky Williams was still there.
Was he smoking weed?
Probably. This was his second stint with the Dolphins. His third stint with the Dolphins. He was previously with the Argonauts, believe it or not.
Oh yeah, I forgot Ricky Williams and his stint in the CFL. I forgot all about it.
Yeah, Tony Sparano was their head coach, and
Sunglasses Sparano. Always had to wear sunglasses because he had some eye condition, right?
yeah, and he had an interesting guy as his secondary coach, a guy by the name of Todd Bowles.
That is interesting.
Yeah, Steve Hoffman was the kicking coach, and is currently the senior assistant coach for the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah.
That's something.
What's another weird season we can ruminate on?
See, the Charger season where they missed the playoffs despite having the #1 ranked offense and the #1 ranked defense.
Yeah, because they had the 30-second special teams.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
That year was insane.
Yeah, a little bit of talent that was on that team. You had Darren Sproles, the previously mentioned Randy McMichael, Phillip Rivers in his prime, let's be honest here. Vincent Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like secondary goes, this is like one of Eric. This is like Eric Weddle when he was like very young. Antonio Gates was hurt. Did you know that he played basketball in college?
I feel like if you're a tight end, you have to play basketball in college.
That was one of those things where pretty much every time Antonio Gates did something, somebody like Chris Collinsworth would bring up that Antonio Gates played basketball in college. You know, there's always the one player that has the one thing that Chris won't shut the hell up about. And for Antonio Gates, it was that he went to basketball and he played basketball in college.
Chris Collinsworth. We don't have to listen to him anymore. He's done. He's done. He's done. We don't have to.
My mom was so relieved when I told her he's not calling any more Lions games. Like,
I mean, it could be for a good bit, but only time will tell.
yeah, I mean, hopefully, you know who I really liked as a color commentator, for NBC? Nate Burleson.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe this is finally. Maybe one of these times we can actually get Chris canceled for something.
I think he's just a flippin' bloomin' idiot.
Like, maybe if enough people bring up that weird fucking quote where he about
Because you can easily have a defense. You can have a defense as disgusting as it is for yourself to go. You know, I was young. I was naive. I wasn't thinking straight.
right, but I just hope that somebody like takes that quote and runs with it. Like,
I mean, I think someone would have by now, though, right?
you'd think, but you know, maybe maybe they're like fucking guilty, or like nobody big has brought it up yet, or like
Yeah, it's fair enough.
you know, the biggest person you heard it from was me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like 0 following on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, it is weird that nobody has brought up the fact that he said something "Onyo" and kind of just gotta. I mean, here's the, I felt like, I felt like it's so stupid to say that it felt like it was something that was so 80s-esque, you know?
Yeah.
I felt like was just the general attitude of
But at
where
the
we
same
were
time,
in the times, and now today we're like, yo, this is kind of fucking creepy.
yeah, at some point you just have to look at Collinsworth and just be like, explain yourself. Like, what the fuck did you mean by you like him 14-18? What the fuck, Mr. Collinsworth? Especially with everything that's going on with the NHL and Hockey Canada and the WWE.
Yeah.
As far as commentators, I hope get like more notable jobs. I really liked Chris Rose and Jason McCourty when when they did the Vikings Bengals game. That was, I think they did a good job. They brought the excitement, but they weren't like, like they weren't hamming it up too much. Like I think is a problem with the guy who was on ESPN in like 2018, 2019.
Tessitore.
Yeah, Tessa. I feel like Tessitore got like way too excited. It'd be like a 5-yard gain, and he'd be treating it like the Minneapolis Miracle.
Thank God for Mike Tirico, though.
Yeah,
I mean, if it weren't for Mike Tirico, think of how bad Sunday Night Football would be.
ugh, I'm imagining an alternate universe where instead of Mike Tirico, it's like Spero Dedes, that CBS guy that sounds like he always has a fucking cold. Or
No.
Mm.
I think personally, my favorite part about like old like football media is the 97-year-old New York City diner still serves their Coke the old-fashioned way.
fashion way. God damn it.
Yeah. I don't know, like, to me, like, I feel like there's just some college announcers that we're usually put in the UFL that just aren't good. Because I know when we watched the XFL, we just got so sick and tired of them talking about sports gambling.
Yeah, that was that's one of the reasons I'm looking forward to the 7-week bye for us, because like it really felt exhausting, just constantly chewing the fat about football, and having to hear about like these guys, they might hit the over, gamblers take note.
I mean, and one thing I will say, like, when it was Joel Kratt, like, when it was Fox, he never mentioned anything about over or unders. That was primarily, I think, like an ESPN thing.
It was a joint effort between FX and ESPN for XFL.
Yeah. The XFL, when they talked about gambling, I was like, okay, alright, I get it. Yes, here's the... Will they hit the spread? I don't care.
Personally, just how I think the UFL should go, just when it comes to this gambling stuff, is I think the 97-year-old New York City diner still serves their Coke
up, dude. Seriously, shut the fuck. Luke, you made a mistake making this guy a permanent sicko.
I think I've made a great decision.
Alright, Dan Campbell going for it on 4th.
Oh, come on.
Why am I such a bad decision? Why am I such a bad decision?
Yeah, why is taking such a bad decision?
It's because I don't serve Coke the old-fashioned way. That's why I'm a bad decision. What the hell? What in the hell?
It's because you still listen to Kanye, dude.
I don't even listen to Kanye that much. Literally,
that
my
much. Give me a fucking break.
I can pull up my fucking stats right now. I have not listened to Kanye.
Mods, crush his skull. Thank you.
Kanye West, Jesus Christ.
In 2024, my top artists are Dan Avidan, JPEG Mafia, Kendrick Lamar, Tame Impala, and Danny Brown.
Oh,
okay.
fuck!
It's okay, but Tame Impala, bro.
Suck my balls. Suck my balls. Just because you're not a man, woman, doesn't mean that you can insult me.
Oh man, woman, what the fuck?
No, there's a song that goes, I'm a man, woman. Like, I'm a man, and then, like, comma, woman.
Because I'm a...
Mods, whip him with wet spaghetti. Thank you.
But yeah, Spencer, why am I such a bad choice? Why? You just
Why? Oh, he's the guy. Who else are we gonna get falling on their hands and knees, screaming "My Marbies"?
I could do it.
No,
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 you
no, no, no,
wouldn't.
no,
No.
no. Tegan, there's a certain uniqueness when Tegan does it. I feel like it's out of pure desperation, you know? I feel like it's like the holidays and the gas
you
stations
believe
are...
it when he's you believe it when he's craving nicotine.
And you know what? It's another person getting into hockey, and especially a person who will have another... Wait, you watch the Cubs, right?
I do. I've watched them a lot more than I have in the past, which wasn't much to begin with. But like, in terms, I probably know a little bit more than I do. I'm still not into everything, but I kind of have an idea.
I mean,
I could name their starting.
right,
I could name their starting nine, probably.
promising.
Okay. Because I mean, with me, I mean, it's just when we start talking about baseball, everybody knows here what I'm going to be talking about: the youngins for the Mariners. Because
I'm just gonna be real. I think the Mariners are kind of good. I think even though they're young, they're gonna be fighting for the division this year.
I sure hope so, because this fan base is already at categories of molding that they're praying for Blake Snell, man.
Hmm.
Do you know how desperate you have to be praying for Blake Snell?
I mean, the Cubs fans are still praying that Cody Bellinger is coming back.
And confirm.
I think I
Wait,
can.
it happened?
No, like I can confirm that. Yeah, Cubs fans
Oh.
are like waiting for it to happen. We are definitely eagerly waiting for something to actually happen with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah. All I'm gonna say is, personally, I think that I'm a great addition to the Sickos podcast because
Yeah, and you do.
I
It is-
sugarcoat the old-fashioned way.
You and your stupid ass copy pastas.
I think
Look.
Tegan's gonna be a great addition.
And it is nice that I have somebody where I don't have to be the thumbnail guy all the time.
Simply put, I'm just this whipping horse for this group. They basically tell me that I'm allowed in the. They basically say you're in the basement until I say so.
Look,
I
we
only get fed-
we
I
provide
only
you
get-
with smokes for
Yeah,
your hard
we provide.
don't-
I made it apparent for Spencer to go out every other week to get Marbies, and Nick does the other week.
No, that's not. I haven't gotten my last fix for the last 3 weeks.
Spencer,
first
Nick,
pack.
what the hell?
I sent them, okay? I don't know what the hell's happening with the fucking mailing system, but I don't fucking know what's happening with that, but that's their fucking issue.
Yeah, it seems like a skill issue on the part of the USPS. Like I fucking sent them all the way from the goddamn party store, and apparently the Marbies just haven't gotten to them.
No, that's not even worse. I got sent a fucking ransom note from Spencer with a ton of Monopoly money saying, "Ha ha ha, stay poor, broke boy."
Well, I mean, you are broke, so warranted.
We're all.
God, I
we're
feel
all-
terrible saying that.
It's okay. We hate homeless people.
I can agree to that.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, I
just
love,
a
like,
homeless.
seeing someone on the street and pulling up in a truck full of fertilizer.
I'm just gonna be real. Like we love you if you're trans. We love you if you're gay. We love whoever you are. However, you can't be poor. If you're poor, you need to do the world a favor. And if you're homeless, you really need to do the work.
Jesus Christ!
Holy shit!
We are gonna get
Are
ourselves
you-
on an FBI
are you-
watch list
Susan, Susan, this is a joke.
I meant in Minecraft,
Minecraft.
Susan. I meant in Minecraft. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't
I
worry.
love-
It's all in my.
Yeah, this is why we don't. This is why.
That's why I haven't gained a subscriber in 6 months.
This is why you aren't a good decision for making permanent, because you make shit like this.
Now, come on, we accept all.
Except the homeless, I guess.
I will make my formal apology.
Okay. Well, I think
I
that.
didn't want to make this video.
Shut up.
This is gonna be a real tough one, Pupper.
Shut
Hi,
up.
nerds.
I have been blinded by my judgments. I wanted to say I do not have correct views, and I am a very flawed person. I meant all of my thoughts and views on homeless people as a joke. I love all people.
All
Is it
right.
over 8 minutes? Is it over 8
Yeah,
minutes?
yeah,
yet?
yeah. Sure. Anyways, next week, fellas,
Is
we
it that
have
time? L's of
top
the year?
5 L's of the year. Each one of us is going to come up with 5 separate L's that have happened based upon nouns, based on person, places, or things that have happened this year. In our opinion, we're going to focus on the sports world, but sometimes we will step out of the limelight to point out L's. Keep in mind, it has to be before December 31st at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So anything that has happened after it, well, that counts for 2024. It'll be good for 2024, but
Yeah. I'm assuming that counts as Eastern Standard Time for me.
no, Pacific. If it happened at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I guess that counts. That can count.
Okay. That isn't gonna add anything for the record, because
It's not supposed to.
because honestly, the only other thing I can think of is like target of American idiot does not like that they are target of American idiot.
Anyways, there's else to be had. It was my favorite stream we did last year. It lasted almost 5 hours, so let us.
We are in for some hashtag content.
So take our potty breaks before we hop on, is what you're saying.
Yeah, take your party breaks. We'll do this sometime in the afternoon, so it's not too late because it goes. Like what? How long? Okay, I'm gonna check my YouTube channel. How long was last year's? From a perspective, and I might use the same. YouTube, you're slow. Hurry up. Okay, so live. We're gonna go scroll all the way down. And
Wait, only like 3 hours? What the hell?
oh, I thought. Oh wow! That
But I
wasn't.
thought that was like a really long stream we did.
I thought so too.
All I'm gonna say is we are sure as hell going longer than that next week. I can guarantee it.
Yeah. I think the longest stream that was long on purpose was the Mega Recap.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
went. That was. We did not meant for that. Oh yeah, also the AFC East that went almost 4 hours. North went longer, almost 4 hours for the North. Oh, and the Mega Recap was just under 4 hours. But yeah, it's gonna be.
And when I say on purpose, I obviously do not am talking about that time where we accidentally went 9 hours for that watch along because
Yeah, because I was AFK for like 2 hours of it, and I didn't want to be, but you know what? It just fucking happened. just
Sorry, I just kind of wanted to say before we end off, it is kind of weird. It is kind of like surreal because this is a project that started essentially the beginning of last year.
It was a project
And
that
now-
basically happened because I said, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we all got together and made 16 new teams in the NHL? And then we kind of just talked about sports.
Yeah,
And then it's like...
I remember being a part of that, and because I fell asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, I've been a part of this lore for a while.
Yep. It's been fun. We've met as Neil because of it, so...
I've met as Ethniel, but as Ethreal.
It's all good. Anyways, we'll see you next for the annual L's of the Year. I look forward to it, and I will see you then. Peace!
Bye.